So one night last week, I only slept for 2 hours. And in those 2 hours, my mind was very busy. I had one of the most vibrant dreams of my life. I felt like I stepped into a painting of heaven and it came to life. So try to remember one moment in your life when everything around you was perfect. The color of the sky, the reflection off the water, the sound of nature breathing with no disturbances but the wind rustling through the trees. A moment in which you felt nothing but peacefulness, so much so you cried. That's how my dream was last week, and I even gasped in my dream when I saw it, and I woke up sighing, wishing I could fall asleep and go back there again. I don't really ever repeat dreams. Sometimes there are things that repeat themselves, people, situations, but they're never exactly the same. In this dream, I want it again. I want to go back, and if there's a heaven, I would want it to look like this. And I wish I had more dreams that made me feel this way. I've had 4 in my life, and I'll tell the others another day. They were completely perfect. And not all my dreams are nightmares, which you obviously know, and even my normal dreams every day are tinged with some type of darkness or something that feels off, makes me uncomfortable, or is just a mundane or nonsensical dream. And the latter are, of course, fun to have, but they don't evoke the sense of awe and wonder that dreams should make us feel when we think of surreal dreams that transport us to some other worldly place that we want to be in. So in my dream, I stood there, unable to move my eyes, knowing if I did, that would be the last I would see of it. I could have stood there forever, feeling the wind on my face, watching the butterflies fly in the branches of this tree, and watch the branches reflect off this crystalline glass-like water that was untainted. Nothing dark entered my dream to take over, and I never feel alive in my dreams, and I did that night. And if there was a way to take a picture, I wish I could show you all and share the experience in some way. I'm not much of a painter. I can't paint it for you. I can only do my best to describe it. But no matter what words I can conjure, it won't be perfect enough. Sorry, I had to give tissue. I don't know why I'm so emotional. It's just a dream, but I don't know. It just invokes a lot of emotions in me. But anyway, the dream is I'm standing at the end of my grandparents' driveway, and their house is behind me up a slight incline, and I'm looking across the road. Not at what is usually there in reality, but at the dreamscape. Another world has embedded itself in the meadow across that backcountry road. It's a warm, sunny day with blue skies, but not blinding bright. It's as if the sun exists only in this small space around me, lighting up this surreal scene, placing upon a pedestal to differentiate it from everything else. I can feel the purity within the rays of the sun, like it's the first day Earth has been born and it's breathing for the first time, untouched by anything evil, completely happy, not knowing sadness or loss or rejection or death or anything that would make it feel anything but perfectly happy. Just a sense of just complete innocence and just being born and not being touched by evil yet. So the ground's completely white all around me. Not snow, not painted white. It has texture. It's fluffy and light and airy. It has just rained. Not normal rain, but feathers and dandelions. Layers of it surround my feet. Dandelion seeds and wispy white heavenly feathers, not the coarse kind, but more like down feathers. And the meadow across the road is a body of water, my dream, surrounded on the edges by the forest line that is there in reality. And the water is different as well. It's more of a silvery substance with a thicker consistency, except in some way, I can't explain it, is more reflective than a mirror, reflecting the sun above. The wind, which is calm, moves along the water, creating more subtle, small waves. And in the water, there are a handful of squares a few feet wide, floating closely together. They are made of white flowers, and they move up and down gently with the small waves. Now look to my right, and beside me is a tree with white bark and white branches. It isn't covered in leaves. It's covered in white, wispy bundles of what looks like more dandelions in a way, but also they look like they have been shooting forth from the tree trunk, exploding like a firework, but freezing just as they start to expand. And within the tree, there are also a few bundles of pink and purple scattered amongst all the white, and it's hard to explain because I've never seen a tree that looks like that, so I hope that I was able to paint some type of picture for you. So anyways, I stand there looking at the tree. Some of the bundles dislodge from the tree branches and turn into butterflies that fly down to me. 3 of them land on my fingertips, and their wings look like the half-exploded dandelion fireworks of the tree. And I think how beautiful they are, and these living creatures that exist in this heaven with me. Then they cling to my feet. They cling to my fingers and won't let go. They have spinally sharp legs and they stick them into my skin, and I realize they are taking sugar from me. And I feel the pricks and it pinches, so I pull them off. And they are reluctant to be pulled free, but I eventually get them off and they fly away. So that's the part that affected me the most. And again, I wish I could show you visually what it was like, but I can't. So next, I'm walking back up my grandparents' driveway, and this man who appears to be a carpenter or a contractor stops me and asks what I want to do with it. The landscape I just described across the road in the meadow. I'm about to tell him I'm not the one who had designed it, but one of my friends is beside me and she elbows me, whispering to accept the man's proposal. I'm hesitant, especially as the man is talking about the construction of it. This man says we are creating the landscape with Shakespeare's words, which is a bit confusing even for me, but I think he meant that Shakespearean language was used to build the landscape and will also be used to expand it. He asked me if I am fluent in Shakespearean language. Because my friend is insistent I complete this project, I lie and say I am. And I think how this is out of character for me. I fear failure and especially don't want to take on something that I'm not qualified to do, but I rationalize I can learn as I go. I shouldn't be afraid of what I don't know, because if I don't take on new challenges, how can I ever become better than I am? And that right there is a great message for my subconscious. Really didn't need any interpretation. I thought those things in my dream as I spoke with this man. And that's all I remember from that part of the dream. And I know I had many more dreams within those 2 hours, but I couldn't hold on to many of them. And I do remember a part of another one that happened next, in which I'm a muse. But I don't think I'm a very good muse. I am in an office building of some sort, and someone is talking to me, but I can't see them. So my muse supervisor is a mysterious, disembodied voice who's giving me an assignment. The voice asks if I want to do my musing invisible, and I say yes. So I go and stand in this designated area used to turn you invisible. It's like some beam or force field or portal. I'm not sure exactly what it is or how it works, but I stand there and it turns me invisible. So I go out into the large atrium of this building. And I must have messed up because someone sees me. I'm supposed to be invisible. So I hide behind a column. And that was all I remember. I mean, there's more to that dream, and I know more happened. I feel more happened, and I can sense the memory of them, but I can't pull them out of my subconscious far enough to make them clear so I can translate them. So even though I do remember a lot of my dreams, many do escape me, and I don't always remember the ones I do in their entirety. Usually I do, and sometimes I'm too tired to put them down in the morning right away, so some of them slip away when I write them down later in the day, and only having 2 hours of sleep, I was so tired I didn't write them down, but I remembered, of course, how beautiful that one was later, because I can't get out of my mind. So, that is it.